Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukak Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, to the elders, and the beloved brothers of Great Millstone. Hey, brothers, I want you to consider this scene from the Purge. And even if you look at the caption here, it states the first purge clip, Isaiah conducts his purge. And many of the 2/3 are going to find themselves in this position, but not us, because we are of the hopeful elect. And before I play these two snippets here that I have to put together in this scene in order to write the vision and make it plain upon tables, let me come out of this very quickly here. Let me go to the copyright disclaimer. And I have to read this every time, brothers, because as I mentioned in the previous video, they're deleting brothers' entire channels and deleting brothers' videos. So again, let us proceed. Copyright disclaimer. Under the section of 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's come back to this scene here, right? Because as I mentioned, these elites are already hundreds of steps are ahead of the world. They're ahead of the game, right? But those of us who are of the hopeful elect, we're going to put our trust and our hope in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want you to listen closely to this interaction here. And don't be surprised when this MOTB, the C-HIP, is made mandatory and they put someone across from you that looks just like you, look just like they're from your nationality to persuade you. And also I'm going to share this with you, brothers. They're going to make adjustments and calibration. Yes, the scripture states that if you take it in your hand or your forehead, but guess what? They're going to already have it figured out. You can put it in your foot, you can put it in your fingernail, you can put it on your eyelid. And how do we know for sure? Watch this snippet here, and I'll chime right in shortly.
You're angry.
Yes, I'm angry. Very angry.
You want to release that anger?
I need to.
Thank you for your honest answers. First, a few formalities. Batesias, the official flower of the experiment, they represent rebirth. In the box you have recording lenses, contacts. Should you choose to actively participate, wear them on the evening and they'll document everything you do. As I said, greater participation yields greater financial compensation.
Hey, brothers, if you were paying attention to the box, it states, in here the solution lies, right? And the solution in the future is going to be the New World Order and the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. But listen closely to what she says next.
Next, we'll implant a tracking device. After that, you'll be all set, as they say, to purge.
Now, let me pause here because this is a living, breathing example, because this is going to be, the MOTB is going to be considered a lying wonder, right? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8, before I tie in this next short, because they already have worked on this, they have the prototype, and by the time they roll this, they're going to have had mastered this, right? And it's going to be received by the masses. So let's get right into the scripture here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8 through 10. And then the lawless one will be revealed. Who's the lawless one? Who's by way of scriptures, is considered the border of wickedness. That's Esau, Edom. Let me start over. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord, Yahweh Shai, will kill with the breath of his mouth. Consider what's written in 2nd Ezra, when Ezra's talking about how he's seen the Lord on the top of that chariot, of that UFO. He neither lifted up a sword, but out of his mouth came a what? Breath of flaming fire. That's that fire that's coming out of what? Those UFOs, right? Those laser beams bringing upon destruction to America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, right? Let me start over, brothers. You just get excited when you see these sorts of things come to fruition, because you know the time of our redemption draweth nigh. I'm going to read it straight through. Verse 8, and then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord, Yahweh Shai, will kill with the breath of his mouth, and bring to nothing by the appearance of his coming. The coming of the lawless one is by the activity and or the working of Satan, with all power and false signs and wonders, and with all wicked deception for those who are perishing, because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. And what else can we expect, and how do we know this is a prototype? Look at this example here, because they're already working on this. They're mastering it for the masses. Pay close attention.
In the United States, a battery has been developed that can charge smart lenses through the upper eyelid. This device consists of an adhesive accumulator attached to the temple and a patch embedded with microchips, operating on wireless charging principles. It seems like cyberpunk is closer than we think.
See, the time of our redemption is closer than what we first believed. See, all of this is already being worked on, brothers. And the water to the elder Yashawamba for posting this. I'm going to play this one more time, brothers. Pay attention.
In the United States, a battery has been developed that can charge smart lenses through the upper eyelid. This device consists of an adhesive accumulator attached to the temple and a patch embedded with microchips, operating on wireless charging principles. It seems like cyberpunk is closer than we think.
Brothers, be faithful even unto death. Shalom.